Welcome to The Explainer, where today we are covering literally everything about Mechanic Guy. We're going to be digging into a completely fascinating internet theory that honestly reshapes exactly how we view primetime television. We'll be looking at how this meticulously structured found family universe totally rethinks the standard sitcom formula to create something incredibly unique. So let's just dive right in. Now, this theory challenges absolutely everything we normally expect from Fox's programming. I mean, when you think of Fox animation or sitcoms, you're probably picturing edgy, adult-oriented humor, right? But what we're looking at here introduces us to a deeply wholesome, multi-generational, blue-collar comedy. It basically proposes that Mechanic Guy was an actual blueprint for family-friendly television, a show where heart wins over cynicism every time, and where mechanical issues are actually used as these brilliant metaphors for everyday life lessons. So here's our agenda for this universe today. We're going to cover Welcome to AutoCon, the grounded mechanics, the eccentric housemates, AutoCon After Dark, and finally, live studio magic. All right, Section 1, Welcome to AutoCon, the heart of Redcliffe City. AutoCon isn't just your standard repair shop. It is this massive, glass-fronted, dual-level palace. And this fishbowl dynamic, it's absolutely essential to the show's DNA. Because the entire front facade is made of sweeping glass panels, the boundaries between the downstairs hydraulic lifts and the upstairs living quarters completely blur together. The characters don't even commute. They just slide down a vintage fire pole from the living room straight into the service bays. For us watching at home, this means there's zero downtime. The physical comedy of the workplace spills directly into the family drama without the cameras ever having to cut away. It's brilliant. Moving on to Section 2, the grounded mechanics, John and Justin. When we look at their personalities side by side, we get this perfect contrast that perfectly highlights their complementary energies. On one hand, you've got John Benson, the titular mechanic guy. He's always offering up optimistic wisdom, never raises his voice, and frequently takes these Sands-inspired naps on the upstairs couch with his acoustic guitar. But then, on the flip side, you have Justin Haller. Justin is an absolute whirlwind of friendly, tireless efficiency. He tackles engine rebuilds with laser focus, rips these lightning-fast bluegrass riffs on his banjo, and just keeps the whole shop moving at 100 miles an hour. Together, they are the ultimate blue-collar foundation. And we can't talk about Justin without mentioning his authentic, highly specific hyperfixation. That astronomical number, yeah, that is actually how many times Justin has listened to the CG5 song, I Don't Like You. I know, it's absolutely wild. He is so deeply passionate about this track that he regularly sets up a camera tripod right on the garage floor to record these highly detailed, incredibly enthusiastic pep talk vlogs for the internet. It's such a beautiful, authentic representation of autistic joy, and it infuses the whole household with this incredible, infectious energy. That brings us to Section 3, the eccentric housemates, a newfound family. The upstairs crew brings a completely wild dynamic to the table. First, we have Meg from Family Guy, but she is entirely reimagined here. She's no longer anyone's punching bag, right? Instead, she is deeply respected and runs the shop's entire business operation, completely relaxed from the comfort of her bed. Then you've got Squidward, who has somehow shed all his former cynicism to become a beacon of joyful art and music. And rounding out this incredible crew is Ned Flanders, who has literally traded his iconic sweater for a flight suit to perform extreme aerial stunts. You really have to notice the evolution of Squidward here. By shedding his aquatic constraints, Squidward is now fully an air-breathing citizen. He doesn't need water tanks or specialized gear anymore. This means he can just stand right out there on the open-air garage floor and play smooth jazz that the whole neighborhood actually applauds. Instead of being annoyed by his clarinet playing, the citizens of Redcliffe City treat his driveway concerts as a massive town treasure. It's such a heartwarming flip of the script. And then, of course, we have the ultimate wild card. I mean, just think about it for a second. Ned Flanders. After being kicked out of Springfield by an exhausted priest who just couldn't handle his eccentric nonsense anymore, Ned found a totally new calling. He flies a high-tech fighter jet purely for extreme fun. His absolute obsession with aviation brings such thrilling, bizarre visual comedy to the show. You have ordinary suburban sedans parked on the lot right next to a military-grade aircraft. Plus, his off-screen invisible hangar means the studio audience only ever feels the physical wind rush rattling the shop doors whenever he takes off. Now let's look at Section 4, AutoCon After Dark, the nighttime blueprint. Every single character in this house has a highly specific sleeping arrangement that perfectly matches their personality. John simply crashes right there on his center stage couch. Justin and Meg have traditional beds, with Meg's acting as her 24/7 command center. Ned sleeps on a custom bed built right into the kitchen counter so he can just grab a coffee and go fly. But the real kicker? It's gotta be Squidward. He sleeps in the upstairs bathroom's bathtub. Since he breathes air now, it's bone dry, and he snuggles up under this massive plush bear rug carpet. It's a hilarious visual gag, and the live audience loves it every single time. And this setup brilliantly illustrates the audio magic of the show. Imagine a late-night power outage episode. The sound design here turns into this brilliant comedic obstacle course. You hear John's gentle whistle, Justin's precise rhythmic breathing, Squidward's soft woodwind-like sighs echoing from the tub, and Ned just happily muttering his catchphrases in his sleep. When they all stumble around in the dark trying not to wake each other up, it always results in a massive standing ovation from the crowd. Which brings us nicely to our final part, Section 5, Live Studio Magic Multicam Masterpiece. The massive dual-level soundstage allows the audience to see everything at once. They can literally watch Meg flawlessly manage operations from her bed upstairs while Justin swaps out transmissions downstairs, all in one continuous take. The show absolutely thrives on these reimagined sitcom tropes. The crowd goes wild and erupts when John gives a lazy wave from the couch. They clap along to the driveway concerts, they cheer before Justin even starts his viral CG5 pep talks, and they brace themselves for the practical effects of Ned's sonic boom hanger flybys. The crucial point of the entire sitcom format is this step-by-step acoustic overlap. The open-air glass flow of the set allows these vastly different sensory sounds to layer right on top of each other. John starts with a slow acoustic chord from the couch. Justin catches the rhythm and adds rapid banjo picking from the garage floor. Squidward steps on the balcony with a flawless clarinet solo, and then Ned times a dramatic jet engine roar overhead as the ultimate percussion. It turns into one giant, synchronized found family musical jam session. And why this matters for you to know is because this acoustic layering is exactly what makes the show such a comforting, immersive sensory experience for the viewer. It's pure magic. This beautifully structured live work set proves that the most chaotic and absurd character mashups, from a relaxed mechanic to an extreme flying neighbor, can actually create the absolute most comforting television. It completely redefines the family-friendly multicam comedy. So I want to leave you with this question. If this brilliant, wholesome blueprint for Mechanic Eye actually exists out there, what other incredible television theories are just waiting to be uncovered?